Ask an attorney about Florida law. Ask an attorney, just give him a call.
This is Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law with Attorney Joe Pippen. If you have a legal question, call Joe right now. In Tampa, call 813-287-5700. Anywhere else, toll free at 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. The law office is open. And now your host, Joe Pippen.
Hey, welcome to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open. Hey, it's open every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, and we are here for like a 52-minute straight run, no commercials, just to answer your legal question. It's June the 20th, 2020. Glad to be here. If you have a question, you have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Hey, your question can be just about anything. It can be about wills, trust, probate, guardianship, power of attorneys, healthcare surrogates, living wills. It can be about family law, personal injury. It can be just about any area of law. If you have a legal question, all you have to do is to call that number, toll-free number, 877-943-9673. 877, wait, always like that first call coming in, 877-943-9673. You know, a lot of people have myths about living trust, things that are not really true, and maybe they use that as a reason not to do one. It's just a fancy will. A lot of people think they are restricted once they create a trust. It's in a trust. They don't have full control of it. That's absolutely false. When you create a living trust, you are the grantor, the creator. You are the owner. You can do anything you want to with your assets inside the trust. The beauty of a trust is that when you die, the assets are in a living trust, not a deceased person's name. If they were in a deceased person's name when you die, then there would be probate. If they're in a living trust, then your wishes can be followed, your directions can be followed upon your death by the person you choose as the successor. So there is no restriction on you while you're living. You own it, you control it, you do whatever you want to with it. You buy, sell, spend, do whatever you want to with it. People ask, are there restrictions on what you can put in the trust? Well, there are. You don't generally put in an automobile. You don't generally put in insurance, annuities, or retirement accounts, because those insurance, annuities, retirement accounts have beneficiaries that already avoid probate. Automobiles don't go in because they don't go through probate. There's some common myths. Do you lose your homestead exemption? No. Do you lose your stepped-up in cost basis when you have a trust? No. Do you lose the save the cap on the tax rate on a trust? No. A lot of common reasons people have in their minds where they do not want to do a trust, but they're not true. None of those things are true. If you have a question about that, or maybe you have some reason that you haven't created a trust or don't want one, call. I'd love to discuss that with you. Let's go to our first caller, Michael in Ocala. Hey, Michael.
Hey, man. How we doing today?
I'm doing great. And you?
Great, great. Love the program, man. Very knowledgeable. I appreciate everything you do.
My pleasure.
I have a question. I have a family-owned business. It's an entertainment establishment. It's a music vineyard. We have since hired 2 security officers now with the everything going on here. My question with that is what's your take on them having video recording devices like body cam, so to speak? In the event something happens, they can, it's private property. They can push it, record what's going on, in case something happens.
They're security people. I think that's a great idea.
Okay. Now, seeing how it's private property, is there anything, that we have to, do they have to announce that, hey, you're being recorded? As long as it's within that established, reasonable, no restroom areas, stuff like that.
I think maybe the proper thing to do would be put up a sign somewhere.
Okay.
This facility is protected with video cameras present. And you might put in open areas. I mean, something like that.
Right.
Just to make sure.
I just,
yeah, I think
wanted
it's a
to
great
verify
idea.
that was. Okay.
No, I don't see anything wrong with that at all.
Okay,
You know, when I go to the car wash, they video the whole thing. They video your arrival. They video the people working on your car. They video your car going through the wash. Because one time I had an incident with a car where I thought the car wash was responsible for a little dent or whatever it was. I forget what it was now. This is several years ago. So people have been using video cameras, and the guy was able to run my video of my car based on my receipt, the time. They could easily go back to the time. Ran through the whole process and showed me what happened, the whole process of the car. And I thought that was fantastic technology, and I don't see where that's any different than what you want to do with a professional security person. So I think that's a great idea.
Awesome. Okay. Wonderful news. All right. Well, thank you again, man. I really much appreciate you.
Thank you. All right. Hey, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. Law office is open at 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. Let's go to Phil.
Good morning, Joe.
Phil, where are you calling from?
Orange Park. Thank you for
okay.
all Florida. Thank you for all the good you do. I have a question. I'm part of a trust, and I have my own trust, but my adopted niece is doing real well, and we came to an agreement, and so I want to do like a third something because I'm very heavily insured upon my death, hopefully no time soon, and she wants to carry on some of my legacy in a fairly good amount. Doing that in her name for something additional, in other words, I have my revocable trust already, and can I dictate on how she can write the check and how much she can write a check for herself each month? Is that feasible? Because I never thought of something like this is like a second trust that I would have. I don't know if that's allowed.
Well, generally speaking, you don't put someone in charge of a trust where they are being stretched out on the distribution themselves. So generally, you would have an outside person be the trustee on that type of trust that would write a check to her.
Oh, so maybe what I may do is just keep it all in. A lot of it, when I die, goes to my revocable trust in my name, and I do have an executor. If he dies, I have another one and another one. Right now, I'm the primary, of course, I'm alive. So I guess, like you just said, keep it what I have, and then just have him write the check as I pass.
Yeah, it'd be better. Yeah, if you don't trust the person to receive it all at once, or you don't want them to receive it all at once, you don't put them in charge of it to write themselves a check.
Yeah, because it's a very healthy sum. And she said, wow. I said, she said, you're going to put me in charge of that? And when she said that, yeah, I know she solved it, but that gave a question mark, like, wait a minute, do I need to really do this?
Yeah, no, you need an outside person to be the trustee on that one.
Thank you very much. And if it applies, Happy Father's Day. You have a great weekend.
Well, thank you. Yes, thank you. And Happy Father's Day. That's Happy Father's Day to my father. And so I appreciate you very much, Dad. And I know you might be listening, so Happy Father's Day to you. We'll talk to you a little bit later today or tomorrow. Let's go to Judy in Jacksonville.
Good morning.
Hey, Judy.
Hi. This is my situation. About several years ago, my husband and I started the process of getting a trust. I was having some medical problems at the time, and we decided that we would work on this. And we didn't really know that much about a trust, but it sounded like what we needed. And we got involved with an attorney here in Jacksonville, and I paid what they said it was $2,800. I paid $1,400, and we started some paperwork and stuff. And I had to go in the hospital for some back surgery, and so therefore we never really finished. I was in a great deal of pain at the time. Now, this is not not the first time that I've ever had a will. I had a will back in New York, and when we moved here to Florida, my husband and I made another will, and at that time, my husband passed, and therefore I had to, that obviously became null and void. And so I remarried, and we tried to make another will. And so I laid out this money, and all the attorney kept doing is emailing me papers. So it kind of went on the back burner for a while, and now we're getting older, and I definitely want to get this done, and so we dragged it out, and they kept emailing me, like I said, papers. My husband and I had, we sat this past week, we had 26 pages each to read of this will, and it made absolutely no sense whatsoever at all. It had, my point was that I'm not.
All right, Judy, ask me a question here. I got the general situation here.
Okay.
There's a question whether you can get your money back?
No, I want to get the darn thing done.
Well, why don't you set up a meeting with the attorney and have the attorney explain page by page? I mean, when I'm doing a meeting with
I tried that. We tried that. We visited the attorney several times, and at each time that we do, everything seems very congenial, and everybody's happy, and they sit down with this yellow pad, and they say, in very simple terms, oh, yeah, we'll do this, and yeah, we'll do that, and yeah, we'll do this. And then they send me things that, honest to God, God couldn't understand. And it's not.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you sat down with the attorney with the document in front of you, and the attorney goes over page by page of the document itself and explains things to you?
They don't. They don't go over page by page. They tell me.
Could you ask them to?
They tell me that it will be everything will be fine, and they scratch some stuff out on the yellow sheet, and everything they put on the yellow sheet with diagrams looks great. I just want to get it done. I mean, is there a problem with me just forgetting about them and just going on, getting a new attorney and starting over?
Well, no. Well, I don't. Did you sign a fee agreement?
I don't think so.
Well, if you're with no fee agreement and not completing the document, you could call them and say, look, I would start with, this is not working. I don't have faith and confidence that this is what I want to do. You don't seem to be able to explain it in a way that I understand it. I would like to cancel our agreement, get a refund. See what happens. At least you might be in a position to not pay the balance of the fee, or they're not expecting you to pay the balance of the fee, and they'll just drop the issue. And maybe you could come to that agreement, and you'll not proceed. You'll not proceed, and the issue just close the file, and hopefully they won't charge you anything or say anything about the rest of the fee. Now, having said that, we have flat fees. I mean, you could go to my website, attypip.com, for a trust for a single person, and let's say you and your husband each need a trust. I'm not sure that would be true either, because you could have a joint trust or you could have individual trusts. But the fee for an individual trust is $7.95.
Right.
That includes a trust, a will, a power of attorney, a healthcare surrogate, a living will. All of those documents are included. It's about a 11-page document. I think it's very easy to understand. There's no involved language. I sat down with you and go over I send you a draft of the document. I summarize every page. We meet in person. I summarize every paragraph. You can bring a list of questions. I'll go over each question you have and how it applies to the document. That's how I operate as an attorney.
Well, that's what I need. I mean, I like I said, this is the first time I've ever had a will. I feel that I just can't get any place with this particular attorney.
Most of my clients, we start and we're done within a week.
Yeah,
I've done over 52,000 clients in my career. Our firm has done 52,000 plus estate plans. And it should be an easy process. It should be all done within a week or so.
Well, we are not complicated.
Yeah.
We don't have all kinds of great things out there. We don't have a lot of issues.
If you and your husband own everything jointly, then we do a joint trust, and the fee is only $8.95 for everything. So it just depends on what you need. So
that's about what I need.
Okay.
So, but I didn't know that I need to figure out whether I have signed anything.
Well, even if you've signed anything, you can change it.
Okay, because
And if you have signed anything, I don't even charge to review existing documents. So
okay,
all right.
Okay.
And we do have an office in Jacksonville. So
okay. Well, what's my next step?
Well, if you want to, I'm going to be in Jacksonville this coming week. So if you want to call our office and just set up at least a phone appointment to get started, I'll just give you the 800 number. It's 1-800-226.
Wait a second.
I'm going to give it out during the show, though, if you're... 1-800-226-3529.
Got it.
All right. All right, thanks, Judy.
Got it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open for your question this Saturday morning, Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day again to my dad. And if you have a question, you can call our toll-free number, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Love to take your question. Your question can help so many other people, too. That's the whole purpose of the show. So I come in, I answer questions, hopefully give you peace of mind, and everyone else listening can learn something, hopefully. And a lot of these questions might apply to them directly. And then they have peace of mind. 877 is our toll-free number, 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Hey, I'd like to say happy birthday to Cassie today. A little bit later on today, going to Cassie's 100th birthday party. So I promised Cassie was a good friend of my parents, or is a good friend of my parents, and I promised her, 6 or 7 years ago, that I would have a birthday party. I would host and pay for a birthday party for Cassie on her 100th birthday. And she reminded me every year, sometimes several times a year, don't forget about that birthday party. And so, hey, she's 100 years old today. And Cassie, happy birthday. I really look forward to being with you a little bit later on today. 100 years. So one of the cards, birthday cards I saw in the store was, how old are you? And, so 100. And that must be a zillion years in dog years. I thought that card was kind of funny. Let's go to Matt in Clearwater. Hey, Matt. All right, Matt, can you start over? Can you start over? I lost the volume in the first part of your question.
Yep. So I'm a landlord in Florida, Clearwater, and I've got a couple rental properties. I own them outright. My question is if I have a tenant that gets hurt at one of the rental properties, how do I protect myself from them going after the other rental properties that I have, as well as protecting my house? What's the best way to do that? What are my different options to do that, and how much should it cost?
Well, one thing
that I put a lot of work in these, and I want to protect them.
Okay, one thing that a lot of clients do on rental properties is to create an LLC. So if you want to protect, some people have multiple LLCs. So the way that works, you create an LLC, put the rental property in the LLC. If there is a lawsuit action on the property, then they can only sue the LLC. And then if you have multiple LLCs for your other rental properties, then those are all protected.
Is that the best option, or would
I would say that's what most of my clients do that want asset protection and protection. But there's either two things. You either have, or there are probably more than two, but the main two, I think, are you have plenty of insurance on the property, So if there's an accident on the property, you're covered by insurance. Then you continue to own the property individually. If you don't want to have plenty of insurance because of the cost of that, then you create separate LLCs to protect the individual properties so you don't get sued, the LLC gets sued. And some people do one or the other or both, actually.
How does that work when tax time comes?
The LLC is a separate entity. That's why they can. That's why you're protected. They can sue that. So the LLC will have a tax number. You have to have a separate tax number for the separate entity, and that will do a separate tax return. However, you can do a subchapter S election on the LLC, which means all the income flows into you and is taxed at your individual rate. It's not taxed at a higher corporate rate.
Okay. So it's an LLC sub S, you said?
Well, you make a subchapter S election on the entity, so all the income comes into you personally to be taxed at your personal rate.
Okay. Now, do you do something like this?
Yeah, sure.
How much would that cost?
Yeah, we create LLCs for clients. We charge like $750 for an LLC, and that includes the filing fee with the state.
Okay. And do you have an office anywhere near Clearwater?
Yeah, I have an office in Largo.
How long does it take?
A week or less, or a week usually. You give me the name of the LLC. We check and make sure the name is okay with the state, and then we file papers for the. And actually, I have a service in Tallahassee that helps me get it filed immediately. So about a week.
Joe, be in touch. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And by the way, we have office locations all over the state of Florida. Largo is my headquarters office, my main office, I call it. If you're watching on, we're broadcasting live on Facebook today. We're broadcasting live on my personal page, Joseph Pippen. We're broadcasting on Law Offices of Joseph Pippen. And we're broadcasting on Ask an Attorney on Facebook. All three of those pages should be running on the video. WeBeam TV, also YouTube. So we have a lot of video going on with the show as well. You can tune in to any of those and see Ask an Attorney. If you'd like to connect with me on LinkedIn or Facebook, just contact me. We'll get you all connected up there. My personal email address is Joe, J-O-E, at attypip.com. That's Joe at attypip.com. Their toll-free office number, 1-800-226-3529. That's 1-800-226-3529. Let's go to Kim calling from Jacksonville.
Hi, Joe. About 5 years ago, I got a divorce, and after that, I got a irrevocable trust and everything that I had in there, including my home. And I only have one daughter, so everything was going to her. She's going to be my trustee. Well, last November, I was married.
Last November what?
Thank you. It cost about $2,800 to get all this done, and now I want to get some things changed, including my name, address, all of that kind of stuff. The lawyer, I wish I'd known about you prior to this. It could have saved me some money, it sounds like. But now they want to charge another $600 just to change my name and, get my husband's name in my trust. So we've looked online that I could do that possibly by myself and have it notarized. Those small things. I just wondered what you think about all of that. If it's something that I should go ahead and have done by a lawyer just to make sure it's all good. And if so, can I take it to another lawyer?
You can take it. Well, you can take it to another attorney. I'm not sure. So your name changed, right?
Yes, it did.
So let me tell you how we charge, because $600 doesn't sound like a bad deal at all to me under those circumstances. So we would probably do an amendment to your trust. That would be like $150. We would do a new will because your name has changed, so that would be like $150. power of attorney, your name is changed, so that should change. That'd be $150. So that's $450. And I'm not sure what else. You probably need a living will. So I mean, if separate documents, you have 4 or 5 separate documents, my fee would probably be about the same, actually. So I really don't think.
Amend them all.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a bad idea to do all that. And that attorney, that doesn't sound like a bad fee to me because you're doing 4 or 5 different documents, and I don't think my fee would be any less in that case.
Okay, and that's not something that I can do on my own.
I wouldn't recommend it because most every document, I would say over 50% of the documents I review where people try to do it themselves, they've made a mistake somewhere along the way that'd be more expensive to correct at the end of the day than just paying for it to be done properly up front.
Okay, and if my husband wanted to do the same, an individual one for him, the $795 is what your fee is for that?
Yes,
Okay.
So if you did an individual trust, it'd be $795. There'd be a trust, a will, a power of attorney, healthcare surrogate, living will. All those things are included. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard.
Great.
I've heard the fees are pretty high in Jacksonville. You're the second person that said they paid $2,800 for a trust package.
I know. I just heard your other caller. That's what made me want to call and ask you about this because when I heard you say $795, I was like, oh my gosh! But that sounds great. So anybody who wants it done, they should definitely check you out.
Yeah, we have a fixed fee schedule on our website. Our website is just attypip.com. Those are P's like Pippen, my last name. attypip.com, and there's a fixed fee schedule on the website.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open. They open on Saturday morning. And believe it or not, on another station, which I won't mention the call letters because I'm on this station now, we do a Sunday morning show at 6 o'clock. And people say, well, who in the world listens to an attorney show where you call in at 6 o'clock? Or even 8 o'clock. And I say, well, somebody that's been up all night worried about some legal issue. All right, let's give out the number. You have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. We're about two-thirds, or not quite two-thirds of the way through the show. Call us if you have a question. 877-943-9673. Let's go to Chris in Tampa.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, Chris.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, and you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. Well, with everything that's going on, it's a little rough these days. Seeing the country falling apart, seems like.
Yeah. It's just what's going to happen next, Who knows? It's just not a good time in our country. But, you just get up every day and go about your business and do the best you can, and there's hopefully tomorrow. So.
I know. Just thinking about maybe leaving the country someday.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you could go any place better, even though of all the problems we're having, though.
Yeah. Actually, I just wanted to call you because about 15 months ago, 15 months ago, my mother bought some potato salad from the store. I won't say the name, but it rhymes with call.
She brought some what?
Potato salad.
Potato salad, okay.
From a store that rhymes with Call Smart. I won't say their name, but and apparently, there was a stone in it, and she broke her tooth. And then we come to find out after we go to them that that we have to deal with a third party. It's another actually that made the product, and that company about 8 months ago was telling my mother that she has to get the work done first before they would give her any compensation for the broken tooth. And I was just wondering, can they actually do that?
Well, I don't know why you can't get a quote from a dentist.
Yeah, we did, but my mother has spinal stenosis, and she just doesn't really have the ability to sit in a dental chair for any amount of time and get work done. And quite honestly, she's afraid, and she is older and kind of more leaning towards just needing the money instead of actually getting any beauty work done.
Well, only thing I can think of other than is to file a small claims lawsuit for the damage done and ask for the amount of money that it would cost to fix the tooth, maybe plus some.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. I was actually, I discussed it with my mother, and I was just going to counter with the company.
Well, what I tell people to do is go down to small claims court. Go to small claims court to get the forms, like you're going to file action, and fill them out, and send the people you're talking to there. Say, look, we need to settle this. The damages are the $2,800 or whatever it is for a new tooth.
Right.
And we're going to file these papers. And be serious if you're going to do this, that you are going to file.
Okay, well,
we're going to file these papers in 2 weeks unless we can arrange a settlement of the matter. And then just go to small claims court and have your day in court. Your mother's going to have to go, though, so that's going to be...
Okay, well, I was actually just going to call them this week. I wanted to talk to you first and just counter them, because I was going to tell them, look, you can give us a settlement for a chipped tooth for a crown, which would be half the price of the full implant, and we would just be fine with that if you give my mother a settlement for, it's like $1,500 for a crown or a cap or whatever it is, and then like double that for an implant.
Yeah, just tell them if you can't settle, you're going to go to small claims court.
Okay, and my other problem with the issue is they never have ever been able, from what they told me, been able to establish contact with in recent months. They called, and we've just left them alone for the past 4 months. About 4 months ago, the woman from this company called us and said they have not been able to make contact with the individual that we contacted and made contact with.
Send them both certified letters. Phone calls don't always work, so...
And they told us it was a dead issue, the third party. So what do you mean by send them a certified letter?
Send them a certified letter making them aware of the circumstances and that you're getting ready to take legal action because you've been unable to resolve it.
Okay, does that mean to send them certified letters stating that? Or send them a certified letter with the paperwork from small claims court?
Well, do that too. That would be good. Tell them you've been unable to resolve this issue. And your plan is, unless you can settle this in 2 weeks or whatever the deadline you want to give them, you plan on going to small claims court.
Okay, certified letter. Can I just write that up ourselves, or me and my mother? Or
you could, yeah, and then go to the post office and send it certified, so you have a receipt that they received it.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be. It can be a letter from us. It doesn't have to be.
You can start with a letter from you, sure.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. I appreciate it.
All right, Chris. Good luck.
Joe, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open, for another 15 minutes or so. So if you want to call the show, you have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. That's 877, toll-free, 943-9673. Hey, if you'd like to receive our free estate planning poster sheet, if you're watching us on video on Facebook or YouTube or WeBeam TV, they just flashed it on the screen of what it looks like. It's part of it. It's a large, double-sided poster sheet with 5 articles about estate planning. And if you like one, I sure would like to send it to you. You have a toll-free number to call for it. The office toll-free number to call for the poster sheet is 1-800-226-3529. That's 1-800-226-3529. Go to extension 200. If you would like to email me your name and address, it's simply Joe, J-O-E, at attypip.com. If you'd like to text me for it, it's 727-667-3967. Let's go to Teresa in Lakeland.
Hi, good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
My question is, my daughter lives in an apartment complex, 3rd floor, pays $1,100 a month, and through COVID, they're not allowed to use the gym and not allowed to use the pool. They just opened up the pool, but now they've restricted the hours of the gym from 11 in the morning till 3:30. Well, her fiance works till 4. And he likes to work out. So they've been restricted from all this. He can't do it within their hours. What is their recourse? Are the apartment complexes covered because of COVID for that? Or, they're still charging them $1,100 a month for, rent. They're not getting all the amenities.
Well, yeah, I have 15 offices around, and some of them restricted me a few months ago from seeing clients in my own office. So I raised a little stink about that and said, "This is not. I'm not going to pay you rent if you're not going to let me see clients in the office. I mean, that's why I'm renting the office." And you certainly could. I can comply with all the social distancing rules inside of your building. I mean, I'll wear a mask. The people can go to a conference room. We can keep our distance, and I still should be able to comply with all the rules there are out there, except for your rules where I can't see. That's not acceptable. Every one of them gave me at least 1 month of free rent to accommodate me, just because I made a big issue out of it. And, they knew I was right. I mean, they were the ones making these rules and they said, well, our employee safety and all that. I said, look, I can comply with all the social distancing rules in your building. Here's how I'm going to do it. I gave them a plan of how I would do it. So they all consented, and maybe they just didn't want to deal with an attorney, but they gave me free rent for at least 1 month in every case. So I think if you go plead your case, that's a little bit different in a place like that where they're open for part of the day, like on the gym or fitness part of the facility. But I would make an issue and ask for some concession on reduced rent for a while and see what they say. I mean, have you tried that?
No, I told my daughter I'm going to call Joe first and get a idea. I didn't know if it sounded petty or...
No, I don't think so. I think you should rally the troops.
Yeah.
Because at least rallying the troops might make them consider keeping the gym open, for longer hours.
So what do you mean rallying the troops? What does that mean?
So the other tenants in the building.
Yeah, that's what but they're not going to get involved with all the other tenants, but they're like do a petition. Petition, yeah, okay, let me write that. But you know what? Maybe nobody even uses that gym. Even at the pool, that was ridiculous too. That was closed for 3 months, and you can't have guests. And breathing is breathing like that. You're outside in the sun. How much more safe can you get? So yeah, but I'll tell them this. But I thought it was really gone too far with these apartment complexes because
was there always a lifeguard of people around the pool?
No, sir.
And they won't even let you sit in the chairs around the pool?
No, sir. Closed completely. And now restrictions, you can't bring friends. So you're paying $1,100 a month to live there, and now you're just restricted to your apartment.
Get a petition that has to do with reduced rent for lack of services provided.
Yeah, reduced rent for lack of services, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can open the pool for people to sit around the pool outside and have a sign up that all chairs must be, except for family members, all chairs from non-related people must be 6 feet apart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know why they can't be a little more flexible. And it takes a little activity on your part to get them to start thinking about how they can accommodate their residents who shouldn't be restricted if they can comply with social distancing rules.
Yes, and then like my dentist office, they put off my having the filling put in through this whole winter, right? And now in the summer, so I had another appointment this week. They called and canceled it because of COVID. But yet the health department, they're doing it. My mom goes to the health department. She's getting cleanings and everything's just rolling normal.
My dentist, I've used my dentist twice in the last month, and what they do is you come into, even before you get into the lobby, a nurse or assistant comes out, takes your temperature, gets you to sanitize your hands. If you didn't bring your mask, they give you one. And then you come in, and that's an essential business. So they can service people as long as you comply with a few little rules. So.
Well, this is what they told me yesterday. We're getting all new machines that will comply with COVID. I don't know. They're going to call us back at the end of July. I'm like, oh, my gosh. I mean, okay, so that was crazy. And now let me change this. How much does it cost me to change the deed on my house? So my mom wants off. She's 85, and I'm going to put my 25-year-old daughter on, or just add my daughter on. What is it?
Well, we charge $250 for a deed. But I'm not sure I'd recommend your mom do that, because if that's her homestead, that's a non-countable asset from creditors or nursing homes.
She has her own home.
Oh, this is another property?
Yes, I live in this home. When I moved here and bought it, paid cash for it 15 years ago, I put her on it just so you're protected. She got her own home 4 miles down the road.
Okay. Well, the answer to your question is...
I add my daughter, because in case my mom and I are together and we're in a car accident, we both pass, my home is up for whatever that other word is that you talk about.
Yeah. So we charge $250 for a deed.
Yeah, that way, if we're putting my daughter on, my daughter it just goes to her.
If your mother left your daughter the deed in a trust or something, though, it would get a stepped-up cost basis at time of death. If she gives it to her now, it's going to have to be appraised and establish the value, because you can't give away more than $15,000 as a gift without a gift tax return. So, I mean, I'd be glad to discuss with you what all the options are and the pluses and minuses, but always just signing the deed is not always the best way to go about doing that. There are some other things we'd probably need to talk about for me to get a little more information to give you some advice on how to do it the best way. Just signing the deed may or may not be the best way, but if you decide you just want a deed, the fee is $250.
$250, yeah. Mom said just take her name off and put my daughter's name on.
That's a gift, though.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because she's giving away value.
Wow.
And if there's a mortgage on the property, there would be another problem with a mortgage company on a gift.
No, there's no mortgage.
Okay. All right, but there are a lot of sometimes you ask a question, I could just answer it, but there are a lot of other things that come into play where I need more information. If you want to discuss it, there's no charge for you to call me and us to discuss it a little further.
Yeah, okay, I will. That just boggles my mind. I haven't even had a cup of coffee. Thank you, Joe.
All right, no problem. All right, thanks. All right, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. We have about 7 minutes left in the show. If you have a legal question, you still have time. You have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Be more than glad to help you in any way I possibly can. If you want to, if you heard something that might be helpful, you could go to my page on Facebook after the show. We'll have this up and running where you could watch any part of it you want to over again, or maybe tell a friend about it that we talked about question that might apply to them. And just you can join us on Facebook. I'd love to have you for a Facebook member of Law Offices of Joseph Pippen, or the Ask an Attorney page, or maybe even my personal page. So you can locate us there. It's just under Joseph Pippen. Or Law Offices, another page is Law Offices of Joseph Pippen, and there's another page called Ask an Attorney. You can join us on one or all of those if you want to. If you'd like to call our office for an appointment, the way I'm doing appointments for like new clients for wills and trusts and so forth is you call in, we first have a phone appointment. If that's okay with you, we just have a phone appointment. I send you drafts of documents, and then we arrange to meet. Few clients, just a phone appointment really wasn't going to work. They had old documents they wanted me to see and so forth. The appointment's fine. We can do it any way you like. 1-800 is my office number for either an appointment, phone appointment, or a regular appointment. 1-800-226-3529. That's 1-800-226-3529, extension 200. If you want to email me asking for an appointment, Joe, Joe, at attypip.com, Joe at ATTYPIP.com. Let's go to Anthony in Tampa. Hey, Anthony. Anthony, are you there? Anthony's not there. If you want to call back, you'd be our next caller, Anthony. Sorry you had to drop off there. Toll-free number is 877-943-9673. Let's go to Joan.
Hello.
Hey, Joan.
Is this the attorney?
Yes.
My name is Joan, and I have a big problem.
Joan, where are you calling from?
Sarasota, Florida.
All right, what's your big problem?
My problem is I live alone, and I have nobody, absolutely no relations at all, to take care of if I die. I have a place where to go when I die. I have that paid off, and I'm going next to my husband, who is in the veterans vet.
Mm-hmm.
But I can take that, and I've got my place paid off. I know my
Okay,
funeral.
so you have no one to administer your estate?
No one. Absolutely. I'm just by myself.
Okay, do you know...
And on top of it, it's on a reverse mortgage, and I have hardly any money. What do I do?
Well, do you have someone in mind you'd like to leave your estate to?
To me, I do have some stuff money in a...
No, do you want to leave it to a charity or a brother, sister, niece, nephew?
Charity.
Charity. Okay. So a lot of times, if you have no family member that you want to be in charge of your estate to tidy things up when you pass on and leave whatever is left to a charity, sometimes you can choose an attorney or CPA or some other professional person you know to do that for you. We do that as a service for our clients.
You do?
Yes.
And as far as my place goes here, I don't care where I live. I'm in a condo. I live in a condo.
Yeah, so you have a reverse mortgage, so most likely there will be some equity in your property when you pass on.
Okay.
And you can leave that to a church, and you can have an attorney or CPA or somebody like that be your personal representative or trustee.
Oh, great. And how much would that cost?
Well, it depends on what you do. If you just did a simple will, it's $150.
I just wanted a very simple will.
Okay. Well, the fee would be if that's what you decide to do after we or you talk to an attorney to do. We charge $150 for a will.
$150 or.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, $150.
Oh, brother. How do I get a hold of you?
All right, I have a toll-free number, 1-800. 226. 3529.
3529.
Extension 200.
Extension 200. Because I'm afraid that when I die,
well, just give us a call. I'll be glad to help. I got one more call I've got to take before the show ends, John. But thanks for calling. All right, thank you. Let's go to Chris calling.
Hey, how you doing, Joe?
Good. And you?
I live in Sarasota County, and I owned a piece of property here for 20 years on the beach, and I sold it this year. And I had never done but a boundary survey. And when I sold the property, it was 2,000 square foot less lot than I had thought the whole 20 years. And the previous owner just did a boundary survey. Well, the question is, the county taxed me on that 2,000 square feet for the last 20 years, and it's many thousands of dollars. Do I have recourse to ask the county to refund that because of a faulty survey or a lack of survey?
Well, why don't you call me? Why don't you call me, though? I've got 30 seconds. So call me on my cell phone maybe after 9 o'clock, sometime between 9 and 9:15 on my car. It's 727-667-3967.
727. You have to give it to me again. 727.
667. 3967.
3967.
Yeah.
Call you later.
All right, thanks. All right, thank you for listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen. We're every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock right here on Salem Communication, plus a lot of other stations in Florida, Jacksonville, WBOB, Sun City Center 96.3, Haines City 90.3 FM. You have a great Father's Day weekend. So long.